Welcome once again to yet another episode here on Live Signatures Radio. My name is Lawrence Namale, and we are deep in a series where we've been talking about meaning. There are several aspects or several segments of this topic where we've been talking about how you can know where you do not have meaning in your life. And now we're talking about how you can know that there is meaning in your life. Some of the things or yardsticks you can use to measure that, to find that there is meaning in your life. And then later on, we're going to delve into the idea of finding or injecting meaning into your very life. It's going to be a very interesting discussion, and I hope you've been following. If you've not, please go back about 5 episodes and start following. This topic is absolutely critical. It's important for us, so I want you to stay tuned even as we go deeper into this.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
Well, as it's been our idea every single moment in these episodes, it is always to go deeper into a topic and follow through that topic to its logical conclusion. And that's why we take series and we go deeper into one of those things that we are sharing about, so that we can continue feeling that we are delving and digging deeper and understanding much more than when we just do one episode and then we cover all several points. Today, I want to do a recap just to bring you up to speed. We've been talking of late about how you can know that you have meaning. And one of the reasons, one of the yardsticks you can use to know that you have meaning is that you feel energized. I talked about this in the previous episodes. You can go back and check it out. Yesterday, we say that there is a flow. And we talked about what flow is all about. We talked about just the sense of loss of time, just being immersed in something. And I don't want to belabor that. You can use yesterday's episode to understand that. Today I want us to look at one more yardstick that you can be able to use to know that you have meaning in your life and you're working in terms of having meaning inside of your life. Number 3, you are productive. Now, this is a very interesting proposition when you talk about productivity. Let me camp there for a minute, even before I can go deeper there, and tell you this, that one of the greatest needs for the human being is to be productive. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your economic status. It doesn't matter your social status. If I gave you everything in life, I kid you not, if I gave you everything in life and I removed the privilege and the opportunity for you to be productive, you will lack meaning in your life, you will lose meaning in your life, and you will start feeling like probably you're disillusioned. You start looking for this meaning in very many things. If I gave you $1 billion, you will spend that $1 billion trying to fill the void or the vacuum for meaning in life. Therefore, meaning is very critical in your life. And one of the ways you can find that there is meaning inside of your life is when you are productive. What is to be productive? To be productive is to produce things, to be effective in this life to such an extent that whatever it is you are doing is having a good impact It's a contribution. It's a transformation for people, for things into this life. Some people are into aquatic life. Some people are into avionics. Some people are into people. Some people are into education and culture and all these things. Some are into podcasting. Some are into mathematics and sciences and so on. It is things we do not just to cover time, not just to cover a section of time or a period of time. It is things we do because, number one, we love them. Number two, they help us to create. Number three, the creation, we are helped to see it being finished. And number four, we are helped to see whatever we finished having meaning and having impact into life. When you are productive, I tell you, nobody can pay you enough when you're really productive. Now, there is another kind of productivity that is akin, or it's related, or it's analogous to productivity of machines. That is not what I'm talking about. A machine doesn't feel. A machine doesn't feel fulfillment, doesn't feel joy, doesn't feel satisfied. Sometimes a machine doesn't break down, it doesn't rest. But you as a human being, you can break down, you can rest, and you can feel joy, you can feel fulfillment because you're a human being. When you are engaged in work, which is like rot, just doing things like a machine does, you don't care whatever it is that you're doing. It doesn't mean anything to you. It doesn't matter to you. It doesn't transform people. It doesn't contribute. All it does is to give you a ticket so that you can be paid at the end of the month or at the end of the week. You hate this kind of work. It is like I give you an assignment to do some manual labor. And this manual labor you're doing strictly because you want to get paid. You want me to pay you at the end of the month. Now, there is a part for that. There is a part that it plays in our lives for that, because it enables us to have sustenance. But that is not you being productive. Get me straight. That is not you being productive. Being productive is not doing some manual chores, some manual labor, so that you can be able to get paid. It takes us back to what we talked about some time back in this episode, referencing the moon speech of J.F. Kennedy and the butler at NASA. J.F. Kennedy says, we've got to put a man on the moon. We've got to go to the moon. We don't know the technology. It's going to spend a lot of money and so on, but we've got to go to the moon. And therefore, he sets the ball rolling and so on. And later on, when the Kennedy Space Center is created, someone finds a butler or someone sweeping the floors. Now, that work, if I gave you that work just to sweep floors, is a task. Are you being productive when you finish sweeping? Are you being productive? It depends with you and your philosophy and your outlook of that particular task. This man who was found sweeping the floor was asked, what are you doing? He did not say, I'm sweeping the floors. He said, I'm sending a man on the moon. Now, this guy who has that kind of a philosophy, when he finishes sweeping the floors, he has been productive. But if we find the same man and we ask him, what are you doing? And he says, I'm sweeping because I've got to sweep and get paid at the end of the month. He is not being productive. I hope I am bringing this to, Jesus Christ. At some point in time, he goes to a fig tree looking for figs because he wanted to eat. He finds none. He curses the fig tree, it dies. That fig tree was not being productive because it was supposed to do that particular kind of work, but it didn't. Miles Monroe tells us that when a bird is flying, it is working because it was created to fly. When a fish is swimming, it's working because it was created to swim. The same thing with you being productive. When you are doing what you are called to do, you will feel the joy of God in it. Productivity is not just about churning out results, but it's about doing what matters. So if you look at your life right now, what is it that matters? Write on a sheet of paper. Take a blank sheet of paper and just write these 3 words. What matters now? ? And fill that blank sheet of paper. And then look at your life. Are those things you've written, are they in your life? If those things are in your life in terms of being fulfilled or being done, then guess what? You have meaning in your life. But if those things are not, guess what? You are not being productive. I know it sounds harsh. Like I said, you don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. If you're finding yourself right now at this moment in time, the only thing you're doing is tasks so that you can get paid, that's okay. Because you gotta get sustenance. But I'm asking you to transcend tasks, to transcend work that involves task and trudging just for the sake of doing it to get paid. That's not why you are created. And start looking for something that can make you be productive. And what is that? It is something that matters to you. A life of meaning put in practice will see you, it will see your numbers in productivity increase. It will see you churning out results upon results because you have meaning. You are committed to this work. It's like we talked about yesterday. There is such a flow, such a commitment that you forget about meals. You forget about showering. You gotta shower. You forget about doing other activities. You're so immersed with this. You say, just in a minute, I'll be there in a minute. 1 hour later, you still at it because it matters to you. But if we flip the other thing, when there is no meaning in your work or in the task that you're engaged in, someone says lunch. In fact, if even before someone says it's lunch hour, you're already looking at the clock. What time is lunch going to come? You're already looking at the clock. What time is 5 o'clock going to come? And then it's the thank God it's Friday crew who hate work because they can't wait for Friday. And then, oh God, it's Monday because they have not been productive. A person who is productive forgets about the days of the week. A friend of mine was a missionary in southern Sudan. And she told me something very interesting about the people that she was ministering to. She said that when she got there, they had no concept of time, no concept of the week, no concept of the day. They don't know when a Sunday it is. They just do a day as it comes. And that's analogous to a person who is productive. They have basically no concept. There's a time I told my coach, there was a meeting we were supposed to have, and then he said, it's a holiday. He said, but for us, we are not government officials. Productivity is about the things that matter to you. Because you have meaning, you're committed to your work, your productivity goes up. You find easy that the results on your productivity are going on, and it's inspiring you. It's like it's own medicine. I don't know how to say it. It's the work itself. It's its own medicine. I've been listening to Professor Vic Strecker, the professor of public health at Michigan University, I suppose so, and he's saying some very important stuff about if you have meaning in your life. He says meaning increases your resilience index. He says it even does some DNA repair. When a person has meaning and purpose in life, the body systems, the biological body system repairs itself. Because you've got to work. There's something that you're doing. It's an antibody productive. It churns out antibodies. It brings longevity into your life. It brings sleep improvement. It brings diet improvement, and it's just productive for you to be a person of purpose. So, friends, how do you know that you have meaning in your life? Number 3, we say today, you are productive. So start identifying with yourself. People start identifying you with your work. And you start identifying yourself with the work. You are like one and the same thing because you're productive. You see the results, and the results are like dope. Like one of my favorite quotes, my own personal quote is this: progress is dope. But let me just amend it and say this: productivity is dope. Tomorrow we look at, we close this mini-series where we're talking about how you can know that you have meaning in your life before we can go back to the general series and talk about how to start injecting meaning into your life. So Until tomorrow, stay tuned and bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.